Welcome to Sister Scoot, where we are giving you the top 3 Marvel news topics of the week. And we're going to get started right with the first one, which was huge. We got our first official look at Tom's new Spider-Man suit for Spider-Man 4 coming out now less than a year. That was the whole point. Less than a year from now. So very exciting. His suit looks amazing. I cannot wait to see this movie.
Yeah, I mean, didn't it come out on Spider-Man Day? Wasn't that the big thing?
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I know everybody's talking about it. The raised webbing. He has the iconic raised webbing that we've seen in every other iteration of the Spider-Man on film in live action. So very cool. I think it's a good hint, in my opinion, of the direction of the movie. I know it's like, oh, you're extrapolating a lot from raised webbing, but think about it. Like, it is returning to very much like the basis and the foundation of the character that we all know, that is much more aligned to the Toby and the Andrew iterations.
For sure.
I very much have liked Tom's trilogy, obviously. I mean, No Way Home is like really one of the best top 5 MCU films of all time, in my opinion. But you know, we were missing a lot of those like very iconic elements. And so I think in just showing that suit, they're already hinting at that. Then I think if we're going to go more iconic foundational elements, we can probably extrapolate too that they might go a little bit more grounded, add in a little bit of Punisher, and the fact that they're doing practical swinging effects, which we're now seeing as they're shooting. I mean, I don't even have any words. That's so exciting.
Yeah, I think they're finally giving Tom the ability to be Spider-Man, not just Spider-Man and Iron Man's like connection to him. I think it's actually giving him his story. So, I mean, I said this during our coverage of No Way Home. I was like, they're setting this up. We are going back to our roots with Spider-Man, which, don't get me wrong, I think the take was great. I think it was interesting how they went about it. Nobody needed to see the same story again for the third time. Like, same idea with the Fantastic Four. We didn't need to see it again. And so it's okay. Like, it's fine with how they went about it, but I'm ready for him to be what we know, the iconic version of Spider-Man. I mean, we grew up, for us, our real Marvel origin stories is Spider-Man for us. Like, we watched the cartoon growing up every day before we went to school. Like, that is our man. So like, I'm very, very excited to see him actually go back to being what we know of Spider-Man. And like, don't get me wrong, multiverse and Avengers and all that, cool. Yes, for sure. But I'm ready to see him be what we all know he could be as well. And what I think draws us so much into Toby and Andrew's versions, because they're the grounded versions of them. So it is very exciting. He looks great in the suit. I mean, I'm just cheesing, guys. Like, I watched it like 14 times. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
I know. It's going to be, honestly, like, I know Doomsday comes out next year, but I think this is really making a run for like top Marvel movie. Like, I know Doomsday is like on a different scale, but like, because of who we are such fans of and because of like our affinity character wise, like, I don't know, like, there's a part of me that's like, ooh, sleeper Spider-Man coming in for like top Marvel movie of 2026.
Yeah, and I mean, with the way No Way Home hit it out of the park, obviously for a lot of different reasons, I feel like it has a lot to live up to, so I don't think they're gonna swing very low with this one. Like, it's either out of the park or it's not. So we'll have to see. But I was shocked they dropped the suit. Didn't think that they'd do that. I really was thrown off completely because I was like, did they know? Well, actually, I saw Tom post it, and I was like, does he know he's posting this? Like, is he supposed to be posting this? Because you never really do know. But I'm very excited. We could have a sleeper agent on our like, you know, it could be happening. It could be happening. I don't know. We'll have to see. But very excited. Moving on to some other exciting news, at least for us, because we were fans of Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner's pretty convinced he's coming back from the sounds of some of his last interviews. I'm not mad, but I think we've been having some conversation about what Hawkeye season 2 could look like. I think obviously he's also had some failed attempts at coming back so far, but he seems super determined not only to come back for Hawkeye season 2, but to continue playing Hawkeye for the foreseeable future, I suppose, the way he puts it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he seems pretty confident, and I feel like he's a pro, right? Like, he's been around the block. He knows the Marvel dealio. He knows who to talk to get what he wants. He's one of the OG 6, aka there's very little, in my opinion, that the studio can say no to them to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And like,
they're like royalty.
Yeah.
At this point,
like,
yes.
It's like the Council of the Six and then everybody else, because like they are the foundation upon which everybody else could exist. So, like, if he's out here saying, like, yeah, I'm ready, get ready to see me soon, kind of is the vibe. I mean, not in those words, but those are kind of the, hints, the intimations he's giving at us. I kind of feel like we should take that at face value, because he wouldn't be saying that with that level of confidence if he wasn't pretty sure that he was going to be back.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, with even some of the things we've covered over the past few months, he always has wanted to come back. It just, the script hasn't worked out, or I know there was the whole thing with he was going to be severely underpaid for, again, being a member of the OG 6 coming back to reprise his role yet again.
The gall.
Yeah, so I totally get it, and like I understood it, but he's wanted to come back. I think the part that really weirdly excites me but makes me wonder is that he is determined to go on past Hawkeye season 2. He straight up was like, yeah, I'm happy to be involved in whatever the next Avengers stuff is. Like, I want to be in it. So I guess I never considered if he comes back, that, yeah, duh, I would think he's not just coming back for Hawkeye season 2, but I never thought about it. So now I'm like, this could open some very interesting doors to have him return. We obviously still have Thor for now on the table. We don't know where that's going. RDJ doesn't count because he's literally a different character. But like, those are really, well, I guess Hulk is somewhere. Hulk is somewhere out there doing something.
So we've got 3 out of 6.
We've got 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah. I know I think it was when we were finishing Hawkeye, the first season, or somewhere in the general conversation around the Young Avengers / Champions, we talked about him being like a really good mentor for them.
Yes.
I still think that to me is the best role that he could take on. I think, that gives him the freedom to then jump into an Avengers film easily. He's still clearly active. He's training the next generation. I think it gives him a lot of freedom and lateral movement ability to, be the adult in the room for those guys, but then also be like, hey, I'm getting tapped in. I gotta go. Like, go be in an Avengers film. I don't think we need to limit him. I think if he wants to be there, we should be taking that into account, because we don't have a lot of them left, and it just, the ability to have that much continuity from these characters who have been there from the beginning, and like the actors who still want to be there, and there's still room to tell their stories. Some of them were painted into a corner, like, Steve. There's not much you can do with his character anymore, right? Like, he's done. They wrote that, finished. They have left Hawkeye wide open. If you're going to do that, then use it. Don't, waste it, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I totally agree. So we'll see how that comes to fruition. It does sound like regardless, it's going to happen some way, shape, or form. So we'll keep an eye out on it. But we're excited. We like Hawkeye. I'd like to see a second season. I love Kate Bishop. I'd like to see her on my screen again. So whenever you're ready, Marvel, give it to him. Bring him back. Tell his story. I'm ready.
Yes.
But on to our very last one. Honestly, this one is like, say it and then period, because it's just one of those that we've had about 17 updates on. Blade is supposedly going to start filming in 2026. I say supposedly because I actually don't ever count that anything about Blade is actually going to be true until it actually starts to happen. So theoretically, they're saying it will be filming next year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was going through the Reddit threads on this just to see what people are saying, and everybody was like, yeah, when pigs fly. Like, no, it has really lost a lot of credibility in terms of, like, actual progress, not the actual film itself, but, like, its ability to, like, be manifested into reality. So, look, here's where I'm at. This update is better than Mahershala exiting the project. This update is better than a pushback or a cancellation. So I would rather take a false hope of filming than a confirmation of a complete 40th derailment of the project. I will live in my happy little delusion bubble until the inevitable, this person quit, that person quit, it's not happening. Actually, I don't want to say that's inevitable. It got delayed. Like, whatever the next negative news is, I'm just going to ride this wave of happiness until it comes.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's why I said this was like, say it and then put a period, because it's like, for now, that's the update.
Yeah.
That's all we got. But that's okay. Hopefully that holds true. It's August. We have 5 months to figure out if it's going to be. So that's fine. We will see. And that's all I have to say about that one.
I love a good Forrest Gump reference.
I knew you
classic.
would. I knew you would. All right, guys. This has been this week's Sisters Scoop. Of course, come back next week as we take on 3 more Marvel news topics, and also be checking out the podcast, as we always have episodes on a weekly basis over there as well. But we'll see you guys next week. Bye.